Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life keeps pushing you down? You blame the weather, you blame the road, you blame the people who never helped, and sometimes you even blame fate. But what if the heaviest chain in your life is not outside you at all? What if the thing keeping you small is the story you keep telling yourself? Today's story is about a traveler named Theo, a man who believed the world was against him until he met someone who had never seen sunlight yet could still lead him out of the dark. Stay with this story, because by the end, you may finally see the invisible chains you have been wearing for years. Theo was a traveler who never seemed to arrive anywhere. His clothes were torn, his bag was nearly empty, his boots were worn thin, but the heaviest thing he carried was not on his back, it was in his mind. Theo always had a reason for why his life was falling apart. The road was too rough, the map was wrong, the rain had ruined his timing, the world had given other people luck, but not him. He told this story to everyone he met. At first, people pitied him, then they noticed something. Theo never prepared. He never learned from his mistakes. He never stopped to ask what he could do better. He only built new excuses. Every fall became proof that he was a victim. Every failure became evidence that life was unfair. Theo did not know it, but he had become loyal to his own helplessness, and that is the most dangerous prison of all. One night, a violent storm rolled over the mountain pass. Rain crashed down, wind tore through the trees. Thunder shook the rocks beneath Theo's feet. Lost and shivering, he saw a dim amber light glowing through the mist. It came from a small hut near the cliffside. Theo stumbled inside. There by a fire sat an old hermit. The room was warm, dry, safe. But even then, Theo could not stop complaining. "This storm trapped me," he said. "My luck is cursed. Nothing ever goes right for me." The old man listened in silence. He did not argue. He did not comfort him. He simply said, "At dawn I will lead you down the mountain. The path is dangerous, but I know every stone." Theo looked at him with surprise. How could this frail old hermit speak with such certainty in a place like this? Morning came, but the storm had left a heavy fog behind. The mountain path was barely visible. One wrong step could send a man into the ravine. Theo trembled at the edge of the trail, but the hermit walked forward with calm, steady steps. No hesitation, no fear. As they moved through the white silence, the old man asked, "Are you afraid of the fog outside, Theo, or of the storm inside you?" Theo frowned. "What do you mean?" The hermit touched the rock wall beside him. "We all wear chains that no one can see. Some are forged from fear, some from pride, some from excuses, and those chains are heavier than any real burden." Theo said nothing. For the first time in a long while, his mind had gone quiet. The old man kept walking. The mind, one careful step after another, as if the mountain was speaking directly to his feet. At last they reached the valley. The fog began to lift. Pale sunlight broke through the clouds. Theo exhaled sharply. He had made it. He turned toward the hermit, ready at last to thank him properly. But then his breath caught. The old man's eyes were pale and still. They did not focus. They did not follow the light. Theo stared. You cannot see," he whispered. The hermit smiled gently. "I was born blind." Theo froze. A blind man had led him through cliffs, storm, mist, and deathly drops. The hermit placed a hand on Theo's shoulder. "When I was young, I had two choices. I could sit in darkness and curse fate, or I could train myself. So I taught my feet to remember, my hands to feel, my ears to measure space. My fear became my teacher, not my prison." Theo lowered his head. In that moment, every excuse he had ever protected began to collapse. The hermit spoke again. "You have eyes, Theo, but you walk through life like a blind man. You blame the road, you blame the weather, you blame the map, but the true blindness has been your choice." Theo felt shame rise inside him. Not the shame that crushes a man, the kind that wakes him up. He returned to the valley with a different heart. He stopped complaining. He started observing. When he stumbled, he no longer looked at the sky to accuse fate. He looked at the ground to see where he had stepped wrong. He learned maps. He studied trails. He trained his body. He trained his mind. And step by step, the man who once got lost everywhere became someone others trusted to lead. Years later, Theo became one of the finest explorers in the region. Not because the roads had grown easier, but because he had broken the invisible chains inside himself. Sometimes we are all Theo. We say life is unfair. We say no one helped us. We say conditions are not right. We say the timing is bad. And maybe some of that is true, but excuses still build cages even when they sound reasonable. The question is not whether the road is hard. The question is this: will you keep explaining why you cannot move? Or will you take one honest step forward? You have eyes. Use them to find the next move. You have hands. Use them to build the life you keep talking about. Do not wait for perfect weather. Do not wait for a kinder road. Start where you are, with what you have, and break one chain today. So, tell me this: what excuse are you finally ready to let go of? Write it below, not as a complaint, as a decision, because change begins the moment you stop blaming the path and start changing the walker.